Now back to Lily Wall.
Hi guys, it's Lily, and today I'm going to be asking Henry the Fourth. Are you the fourth? Yeah.
Bonjour.
You're the fourth of France. Some questions. So, at Roy Gamilio from Twitter wants to know how long did you fight? How long did you fight against fierce Catholic opposition and why?
I fought against fierce Catholic opposition for 4 years to gain control of France.
Interesting. At Roy Gamilio has another question. How did you end the conflict?
To end the conflict, I converted to Catholicism.
At Roy Gamilio has a lot of questions.
Wow.
He must be your number one fan. So you issued the Edict of Nantes. I hope I pronounced that right. Who was it for? Who was it for? And what exactly was it? And it was issued in 1598.
The Edict of Nantes was issued to protect Protestants, and it granted Huguenots religious toleration and other freedoms.
Interesting. What actions did you take when you set out to repair France?
When I set out to repair France, I administered justice, improved roads, built bridges, and revived agriculture. I laid the foundations on which future French monarchs would build absolute power.
Thank you.
Bonjour.
Always a pleasure.
Bonjour.
And now our next guest is Queen Elizabeth I. When you gained the throne, you consulted and controlled Parliament, and your advisors conveyed your wishes to not discuss certain subjects. What subjects did you have Parliament forbid the discussion of?
When I gained the throne, I had Parliament convey my wishes to forbid the discussion of foreign policy and my marriage.
Interesting. So by the 1500s, Philip, who was Charles' son, and he had a 42-year reign, saw you as his chief Protestant enemy. First secretly, then openly, you had supported the Dutch against Spain. Why do you think he saw you as an enemy?
I think he saw me as an enemy because I encouraged the captains such as Francis Drake to plunder the Spanish treasure and loot cities in the Americas. I made the pirate Drake a knight, which really upset him.
Thank you, Queen Elizabeth. Always a pleasure. Our next guest is King Louis XIV. So, King Louis, like your great-grandfather Philip II of Spain, you believed in your divine right to rule. What did you take as your symbol of absolute power and why?
I took the sun as the symbol of my absolute power. The sun stands for the center of the solar system, so I stand as the center of the nation.
Interesting. You followed the policies of rich something to strengthen the state. What actions did you take in order to do so?
I expanded bureaucracy and appointed intendants who collected taxes, recruited soldiers, and carried out my policies throughout the provinces.
You also built the French army into the strongest army in Europe. What other actions did you take in order to strengthen the French army?
In order to make the French army the strongest in Europe, I paid, fed, trained, and supplied 300,000 soldiers. I used this highly disciplined army to enforce my policies both home and abroad.
Thank you, King Louis XIV.
Pleasure.
Oh, and now we're back with our next guest, Miguel de Cervantes. So, Miguel, in the 1580s, you began working for Spanish Armada as a commissionary. You eventually ended up in prison on 2 occasions with charges of mismanagement. What did you do during this trying time?
During this trying time, I began writing some of literature's great masterpieces.
Interesting. Why did you write Don Quixote?
I wrote Don Quixote in order to weaken the influence of those vain and empty books of chivalry, as well as to provide some merry original and sometimes prudent material the reader's entertainment.
You wrote what is considered to be Europe's first modern novel, which pokes fun at medieval tales of chivalry. Although Don Quixote mocks the traditions of Spain's feudal past, What other emotions did you depict throughout the novel?
When writing Don Quixote, I used affection in both the foolish but heroic idealism of Don Quixote and the unromantic earthy realism of his sidekick Sancho Panza.
Thank you, Miguel. Always a pleasure.